Hi, everyone. Hello. And put the light on here better. How's everyone? I'm here for you all answering live, and I'm so excited to be here today. First and foremost, thank you so much. I just went over 2,000 subscribers, and I'm so excited. It's so cool. I love it. I love that I'm reaching more people, and I love that you guys are sharing my content with other people. I'm like, wow, that is so good. I can't even tell you how happy that makes me to see that you guys are using this information. Hi, Ellen. And that I'm loving your success stories too, by the way, and that you share this in your groups or with your friends or whoever. And someone in here is sharing my videos because I'm just seeing how the views are going up and the subscribers are going up, and man, that's all I can say. I love you guys. So excited. Hey, Stash Pot. Your techniques are fun. How do I maintain my vision while I'm at a job I dislike? I'm going to get to that. A couple of little things I want to announce before I start answering your questions. One, and the next, I'm working with my web guy and the logistics part of everything right now. But in the next couple weeks, I can't give it an exact date because things are happening behind the scenes. In the next couple weeks, for those ladies of you that are in my Facebook group, it's a free Facebook group called Wake the Hell Up Sleeping Beauty. If you are in there, you're going to be the first person to hear the announcement. And I'm going to be offering a free training very soon in the Facebook group. And so if you're in there, you're going to have access to it. The training is going to be about 5 days. It's going to be 5 days long, free, and I'm going to be giving away prizes. So for those of you who are in the group, I suggest, or if you're not in the group, I suggest you go to Facebook. And again, this is for the ladies, and I'm going to be doing a training for women. So, and guys, I am working on something for you too. Right? So it's coming along. All right. I've got lots of different projects going on, and I'm just like so overwhelmed with your support and love that I get from you guys. And I want to tell you thank you. And I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. So, but yes. All right. So let's see so Stash Pod asked me, how do I maintain my vision while I'm at a job I dislike? So the job that you dislike is just your circumstances, right? It's just the 3D, whatever you want to call it. It's just where you are right now. And it has no relevance to where you are already at in your manifestation, right? So whatever you have already envisioned within, and in fact, when you just accept where you are right now. And accept doesn't mean you like it and that you're telling the universe, oh my God, I love it, I want to stay here. No. Accepting it is just being at peace with it. Saying, you know what? It's okay that I'm here. And even though this job sucks and I don't like it for whatever your reasons are, right? You don't have to pretend to be thankful. All right. You can just say, you know what, for whatever reason, right? I don't like it. And it's okay, right? But it has nothing to do with my manifestation of what is to come. My only job is to understand that this is temporary and that I am going to have what I want because I've already done the imaginal activity within whatever you use, whether that is you created an imaginal scene or you script or you declare it out loud, whatever you do, right? It doesn't matter. So, and then when you feel down or you feel like nothing's working or it's not happening, those kind of things, that's when you just remind yourself, nope, I already put my order in and I know this is on its way. And whatever I'm doing right now, this job that I'm at right now, it's temporary. I don't like it. So don't try to pretend to like your job if you don't like your job. Just go with it. Just accept it. Say, this is how it is now. And yep, it sucks, right? But it doesn't mean anything about my manifestation. It has no bearing. In fact, I have personally learned that the more that you just accept where you are and that you just kind of make peace with it and you're like, yep, this is how it is right now and it totally sucks and that's okay, but I already know what I get, and this has not, I can be grumpy and don't like it and don't like the people and whatever, but it has no relevance on my manifestation. So I hope that helps. So acceptance, be okay with where you are. You can be like, whatever, and say, but it cannot interrupt or get in the way of my manifestation, because that's already in the works. It's already happening. It's already happening, right? And you can start planning and you can start thinking about. So I'm going to give you an example. So I want a horse. Okay, I live in the city in a high rise, right? I don't have a place for a horse unless I buy a little plastic little figurine kind of horse. No, I want a real horse, right? And I love horseback riding, and I've always wanted to own a horse. And I don't know how, right? But all of a sudden, I started wanting to watch this horse show called Heartland on Netflix, which I'm obsessed with. All right, I'm going to admit it. It's so cheesy, and I love the show though. I cannot stop watching it. And so I'm watching it, right? And then like last week, I'm like, oh, what kind of tack and gear do you need to own a horse? And I started Googling that. And then I started looking on Amazon at horse brushes. Why? I have no freaking clue. I'm just like, why do I want a horse brush? I live in a high rise in the city. What the hell am I going to do with a horse brush? Right? And then I already have a name for the horse. And the other night I was like, do I want it to be a black one or a chestnut color? I kind of giggle when I start talking like this, because I'm already acting as if I have a horse. I didn't do anything. I just said I want a horse. And all of a sudden my body, my impulses, my desire is to look for information on horses. And so this is what I mean, right? I'm in the city. Where the hell am I going to put a horse? So do you see my surroundings, my circumstances are not horse friendly, right? But here I am ordering a horse brush and looking up gear and tackle for a horse. I'm like, I just roll with it. I don't question it. I don't ask, why am I doing this? I think it's funny. Sometimes I giggle at myself and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Right? But I don't question it. I just roll with it. I don't know how this is going to roll out and I don't know when, but I'm good with it, because however it rolls out, however it happens, I know it all will be provided for. I don't have to worry about all the intricate details about where's the horse going to be, where am I going to be, and where's it going to live, and blah, 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 blah. Do you see? I don't get caught up in that. I'm just like, I want a horsey brush. And I go buy it. So don't question what you like, the city, the high rise that I'm in. I'm not questioning that in relation to my horse, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Circumstances do not matter. All right. Let's see. It's okay. Let's see. Hello, Rosie. I love your content and courses. Yay. I'm so happy you do. I'm so happy you do. It makes me so happy to hear comments, and your stories and success stories that you guys send me thrill me. And I always say I'm so lucky. I am so lucky that I get to create content that helps people change their lives, even if it's a little for me or yes, right, little videos, and it brightens your day at work or your life somehow. Wow, it puts the biggest smile on my face to know that you guys are using and testing and playing with these things so that you can see how powerful you are. And I'm like, wow, I get to brighten people's days and change their lives. And this is why it's ironic, because this is why I went back to grad school to be a psychotherapist, because I wanted to help change people's lives. that wasn't it though. That path, right? It led me to where I am right now, to be a coach. Now I really get to do what I set out to do. So we don't know how we get to the goal that we want to have, or that desire, right? We just allow ourselves, like, go buy your horse brush. Let's see. I'm currently doing really well in my career, but I can feel it that this is not my true calling. Do you have any suggestion to get clarity on when you are not sure what the career calling is? Yeah. So when I work with people one-on-one, this is something that I do in my 90-day one-on-ones. And I help people find clarity in their purpose, because people want to feel like they have a strong purpose in life and want to be doing something meaningful, just like I explained about myself. And so one of those things is, and as cheesy as it sounds, it's like, you got to do what you love. Instead, what people do is they pick careers based off of income potential and based off of what would make their family happy and proud of them, or their culture proud of them, or society of, oh, I'll get status in some way, right? We were taught to do this the opposite way, outside in instead of inside out. So if you choose something that you love to do, and I actually have a small course about how to choose your dream career, because sometimes the littlest things that people overlook, like in that course I mentioned, like, let's say, for example, you love baking, right? Well, it's not that you're going to become a baker, all right? It could be, right? But it's more about, what is it that you like about baking? For example, I love the creative process. I love making new things. I like seeing the result come from my work. I love the intricacies. I love seeing people happy when I give them something, or produce something, or create something. This is what I mean. You want to draw out what's naturally there for you. What do you love to do? What are your values? I would ask you to name, what are your top 5 values for yourself? And what do you love to do? And then where do they overlap? So values also could be, what are 5 things that you're good at? And then what are 5 things that you love doing, right? You can overlap those. And I forgot where I learned that. That's called the space of genius, right? So where they overlap, what you love to do and what you're good at, that's the genius sphere or space or something it's called. And in other words, that's what you want to tap into. That you want to tap into those kind of things, because from there, then you start picking or selecting a career path or business and those kind of things. So that's what I do when I work with people. I help them discover these things. And sometimes it's fast, and other times it takes them, a few weeks or a couple months processing, and we figure it out, and then boom. Because once you do, one person, I remember, named me the fairy tale doctor. And when I got labeled with that, boom, I took off. I started creating videos, content, making books. My website changed. Everything started changing because I took on the identity, or the state, whatever you want to call it, of the fairy tale doctor. I love fairy tales. I love princess stories. I love Disney. I love romantic movies. I love anything cheesy. And I'm like, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to help people go from fairy tales, a concept, to how can I help them make it into their reality, where it's normal, not a fairy tale concept, but the fairy tale concept now becomes real in your life. And so that's because I did what I love. All right. Hope that was helpful for you. Let's see. Let's keep going. Something for us fellas. Yes, I will. I'm working on it. I'm going to. I'm getting too many requests for my guys, so I'm going to hook you guys up. Let's see. Ria. Hey, Rosie. Hope you're well. I'm trying to manifest a high grade in my degree, but I'm really behind. Don't have much support and have a lot of limiting beliefs around this. What can I do? Accept the limiting beliefs. Say, just because I have all these limiting beliefs doesn't mean I still can't get good grades. Accept them. Say, yep, I feel like I'm falling behind. I've been telling myself the story. I'm falling behind. I don't have support. This sucks. I hate this. It's like, why can't I catch up? All this feeling, it's frustrating. But guess what? It's a rule that I'm making. It's a story that I'm making. I can still get what I want despite me feeling this. Don't create stories. Look at my last YouTube video that I just posted last night. It'll hit home. Find the stories that you're creating there. It doesn't matter. It does not matter where you are right now. Your grades can turn around. And I can tell you a really quick story. When I was doing my undergrad, I was in my third year of my undergrad, and I had to take statistics. And I think I cried and puked because I really didn't like math. And I'm like, I'm going to fail. I was freaking out. I'm like, I'm not going to get my degree because I can't pass statistics. And oh my God, how can they do this to me? I was freaking the hell out. So I took a class at junior college where I thought it would be easier. And I took a summer class for statistics, and I was in every study group. I stayed after class for help. I did homework. I did everything the teacher told me to. And I kept getting C's and D's or lower on all my little tests, right? The quizzes and all that. And the teacher's like, you got to really nail it to pass this class on your final. And I'm like, no pressure. So me and this other girl decided to study like for days, right? We went through everything until I figured it out. And this was crash studying in the last week. And so I said, okay. And I did the best that I could. So test time, right? I took the test and I was like, okay, I think I did okay. I think I did okay. And when I went back to class and the teacher was handing out the test, right? He would read, like Joe and Mary and whatever. He'd hand out the test, and whoever has the highest grades got their paper first. Or if you got it worse, you got it last. So he handed out the test, and guess what? I had the highest score in the entire class. I was the one failing everything, and I had the highest score in all the class, and I passed the class with a B. And I was so freaking excited because I had the highest exam score out of everyone. So that's why I'm like, circumstances don't matter. Next. I'm glad you like the answers, Dashpot. Lynn, hi, appreciate the video regarding no rules. It's good stuff to digest. Heck yeah. Just digest it. Watch that video as many times as you need to really get it, right? I know you get it or you got it, but really understand it. Like, understand and start scanning your life and seeing where it is that you're making a bunch of rules and baloney stories, because everything is. Even if something tastes funky, like if you have a bite of something, even if it tastes weird, you made up that story and that belief is why it tastes weird. I'm not saying you have to change it, but I'm just saying we learn all of it. We learn everything. I was talking to a friend of mine and we were talking about even how our taste buds change, right? My son, when he was little, he used to love eating salmon. He loved it. He's like, it's good, Mom. Are we going to have more salmon? And now he's just like, ugh, I hate seafood. So what do you think happened there? Do you think his taste buds changed, or do you think his beliefs about salmon changed? Food for thought. And have you noticed as when you grow older, he's probably going to like salmon again anyway. Why? Because he's probably going to date some girl that loves salmon. It's a no-brainer. It's all the crap that we tell ourselves. Let's see. What else we got? Your video today was so excellent. 5 stars. Go socks. Yee! Got a shy in the house. I like socks too. You know why? Because I like black and white versus blue and red. I'll root for both of them. Okay, don't get me wrong, my Chicago people. I will root for both of them. But I do like the socks because they're black and white. What can I say? But I'll hit up any Cubs party. Let's see. Nita Reniti, hey y'all. Gina, how do you apply your knowledge of psychotherapy to manifesting? Great question. So what I love to do is my knowledge of psychotherapy. What I do is I like to introduce people to their brain, right? Because the thing that people are fighting against all the time with manifesting is how their mind works. Well, guess what? Most people don't really know why we think the way we do, why our brains work the way they do. Most of us don't really care. And all of a sudden we're asked to focus and to focus on what you desire and use your imagination, right? The last time you had to use your brain that much is when you were in school or when you have to learn something. And then all of a sudden you're asked to do it again. Well, most people don't even know that their brain, the brain that's in the human body that we were given, right, is always in survival mode. That's what it's known for. That's its function. That's why we have a brain, because it helps us function our body. So learning about your brain and how it works, then you become friendly with it. You're aware of it, how it works. And you're just like, oh, that's all it's doing. Got it. It thinks it's going to save me if I stop thinking this or start thinking that. Well, that's cute. Right. And here comes the manifesting part. It's like, but I can have whatever I want. So I don't need you to constantly be on hyper survival mode because I'm good. I'm God. I gotcha. Right. So that kind of thing. So I help people like calm their thinking down, and these terms like anxiety and depression and all these things, I'm not saying they're not real. I help people learn why they got there, and then I help them use their power to manifest themselves out of it. And so there are some people that are ready for that, and other people that I recommend that go to therapy first before working with a manifesting coach, because they're just in survival mode too much. So when you get to a more of a stable place where you're okay, then you turn it on into manifesting. So remember, we're in human bodies, guys. We're God in human costumes, okay? But my belief is learning how to master our emotions, master our thoughts. Oh, wow, it just levels you up to when you are manifesting. You don't need to, because we manifest all the time, but when you master your emotions and you master the way that you behave and you think, it helps so much. So that's how I combine the psychotherapy or the psychology. Is we become friendly with what is there, and then we go into manifesting and combine them both, and they become friends. Don't have to. This is how I work, okay? Let's see. Hope that helps, Gina. Hi, Candicia. Your last video was a real aha moment for me. It put things in perspective for me. I really am limitless. Yes, you are. You all are. Swan, how do I stop thinking of my SP insanely rich? He will cheat. And how do I stop thinking I should stop pursuing him because I live in a 2-bedroom ugly apartment with my parents and he has a mansion? Do you see the discrepancy right there? How can I have a better social life and friends? I feel like I have no life. How can I manifest a house for my house if they just bought an apartment? And what should I be affirming if I can't get a job? Whoa, okay, those are a lot of things, Swan. But I want you to see how focused you are on what you don't have. And you already feel like that big, gap between what you want and what you desire. And then you're looking at what everybody's doing and what everybody has. The focus isn't on you. The focus is on what is happening around you with the people and the circumstances. Circumstances do not matter. They do not matter. So all you have to do is decide, this is what I want and this is what I'll have, period. So you make a list with the job, with the living situation, with the SP. For example, those are the 3 things that you wrote. In each of those 3 categories, go to the end. What do I want? What is it that I want? 1, 2. How am I going to feel when I have it? What is it that you're going to feel, right? It's not just happy. It's going to be satisfied, relieved, proud, whatever it is, right? And then you stay there. You're like, this is me. This is mine. And circumstances, rules, limiting beliefs, all of these beliefs, you're creating a bunch of stories. If you haven't, Swan, watch my last video, watch it. Watch it again and again and again, and keep reminding yourself. And when you watch it, plug in all these things that you desire and ask yourself, whoa, for example, for the house, right? Where am I making up all these stories? What am I saying to myself about why I can't have what I want? Right? 2, the job. What am I saying to myself about job? Write all these things down, right? This is where your power is, to understand that you don't have to worry about how this works. You don't have to worry about how this works. You just got to focus, get laser clear and focus on what you want. Same with the friends, right? Same thing. So get really super crystal clear on what you want, what it looks like, and then start declaring it as so. You can imagine it, you can script it, you can declare it out loud, but no matter which method you use, just get very clear, keep it really simple. To me, short and sweet, simple, instead of going on and on and on. The other thing about overthinking, in my opinion, that works quite well is inner conversations. For example, having inner conversations with your friend about you already having these amazing friends. And you're like, oh my God, you can talk to your mom or your sister or whoever and say, oh my God, so I love having all these friends to hang out. And your mom could be telling you, like, I know I barely see you anymore. You have a social calendar, social life. You're always going somewhere and having fun. I'm so happy for you. And you're like, me too. It feels so good to have this. That's an inner conversation within your imagination. And I notice inner conversations really relax the chatty Cathy monkey mind brain that I was talking about, because the brain wants answers. So when you have an inner conversation, you're giving it a solution to focus on. And when you start thinking, it's like, no, I already declared what I wanted. Okay. So look up my video on mental diets and look at the last video that I just posted, so on. All right. Ellen, thanks so much for the response. I think this is a struggle. I am not sure what my passion is, but I will look at your course that you mentioned. It's okay. Start saying, instead of saying, this is my struggle, say, it's okay. This sucks. I'm struggling. I don't know what the hell to do. But what I do know is that I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out, because I don't really have to know what my passion is right now. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know how, but it's going to come to me. And also you can go within, and this video about, I think it's called Be Still, that I just did a couple videos ago. For those of you who haven't watched it, I highly suggest you watch it, because towards the end of that video, I talk about exactly how I go within to get answers that I'm struggling with about anything. And it's just going in and show me what my next step is, right? Show me the answer for whatever. And I either get the answer instantly or I get it pretty quick. And it comes in so many different ways. It could be with a friend. It could be that you're inspired to get a coach, take a class, try something different, go to a new place. You're going to get the answer. So don't worry if you feel like you're struggling. Say, yeah, I feel like I'm struggling and this totally sucks, but I know I'm going to get the answer. All right. Say, let me get up here and see who I missed. Okay. Adriana, hi. Yeah, thank you so much. That was really helpful for you. You're welcome. Adriana, I was on the path to manifest my SP, but on the way I manifest someone else instead. Things are going good, but I have fear on back of my head that something will happen and I will lose this. Okay, so be afraid. Say, oh God, this sucks. I'm afraid. I used to be afraid. I'm afraid. I feel afraid, but I know who I am. And now I'm going to focus on what I want. So what do I want? I want a beautiful relationship with my guy. I want us to have a healthy relationship. I want to feel like I am really good at relationships. So do you see? It's okay to admit that you're afraid. but don't let the fear take mastery over you. Fear is just a feeling. Doubt is a feeling. So your role is to master and have dominion over everything. So how do you have dominion over it? It's like facing your fear, right? You look at it, you're like, yeah, I'm scared, but I know who I am. And I'm going to decide right now what I want. And every time that fear pops in, that's where you go again. Okay. Rexon, how can I make everyone forget about a past event completely or to change the event completely? I have been revising, but I'm missing something. I can feel it. Can you give a tip to make it happen for sure? How can I make everyone forget about a past completely? If you had that, right, let's say that your wish is your command right there, that you had the ability to make everyone forget about a past event completely, right? What is your purpose, right? What's your goal in getting that? Because the way that I revise, and it happens really fast, is let's say I have event A, don't like how it happened, and it sucked, right? And all the ripple effects from it totally suck. In fact, maybe you're still living the ripple effects from it, right? So instead, I go back to event A, right? And then I revise how I reacted to the event. And then I go in and get what I wanted to happen from that event. So I change the event. And so if it was with a person, right, let's say a argument, well, you now can go within and do inner conversations and hear that person say what you wanted to have said to you, or watch them do what you wanted them to have done, right? And then you reply to it using the inner conversations. And that way you will feel an instant shift if you went in and got what you truly wanted. If you didn't feel a shift, it's because you're still not going back and getting what you want. So it's like traveling into time, going back and getting what you have wanted to have happen instead of what happened in your memory. Because remember, your memories are only happening from right now. They're not happening, they're not somewhere stored in a bank in your chest in the back of the garage or something. No, you're tapping into your memories right now. So whatever you are thinking right now, whatever you are remembering right now, you can revise that. And that's how I use revision. So about deleting something, you can do that too. However, I find that a lot of people struggle with that. And when I started using revision to revise the event, to have it had worked in my favor, done. And the ripple effects of that revision are sweet, exactly how I want. Okay, so not sure what all your details are in there, but that is my suggestion. For you to try that out. All right. Gina, yes, that was so helpful. Thanks. You're welcome. Cincy Dark, 2 questions. How do you deal with fear? How do you change your core beliefs? Fear, head on. I don't care. Fear is just a feeling. Fear is a feeling. Okay. How do feelings happen? Right. This is another thing that I teach from my psychology background, right? Feelings don't just come around with little legs and say, boo, right? No, we create feelings by thinking things. So if I'm thinking of something scary, then I'm going to feel scared, and then my body is going to feel it. Right? So like there's a balcony right here off my patio. If I look over the ledge of my balcony and I start thinking about looking over the edge, and it's like, oh God, this looks scary, right? And I'm like looking and oh my God, and pretty soon so I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm looking over a balcony. And then I start feeling like, whoa, because I look over. And then I'll feel it in my belly, like, ugh, right? I'll feel that, oh God, that scary feeling in my stomach. But that's the order. It's like we choose a thought about focus of something, then we have an emotion, and then a physiological emotion happens or reaction happens. So we're the ones creating emotion. Fear is just an emotion. You're just thinking of something. So think the fear and say, okay, yeah, I'm really scared. Oh my God, it's scary, scary. Yep. Oh God, that's so scary. Yep. And then what? Well, I'm God and I'm more powerful than an emotion. So what am I? I'm going to let myself be scared, right? It's a human emotion. So as long as you're saying, I know who I am and this is what I want. So you don't have to be afraid of fear. Okay. How do you change your core beliefs? Why do you want to change your core beliefs? Do you not like them? Do you like them? You can make a list of beliefs that you want to keep. And if there's some beliefs that you don't like, then you change them. You write down, I now want to believe this instead. But if you're trying to change your core beliefs so that you manifest something, you don't need to do that. You don't have to change a single little hair on your head to manifest what you desire right now. Will it manifest right now if you change your core belief? No, right? You don't have to make any changes to manifest anything. And if you want to change your core beliefs, you can and change them to work in your favor. But you don't have to do that. And if anyone tells you that you have to change your core beliefs to manifest something, freaking run fast, whatever. Granted, you manifested those people to reflect your beliefs, and that's why they're going to tell you, oh no, you have to change them. Because in my experience, in 2,500 years that I've been manifesting, that you have to do it, otherwise it doesn't work. And I've seen 159,000 people, and they've only manifested when they change their core beliefs. Run. I don't care what they say. Run. You do not have to change a single freaking thing to have what you want. So those are rules, and rules are going to be reflected to you because you bought into them. They have to be reflected to you. Watch my Everyone As You Pushed Out video that I just recently made, because I draw a little third grade sunshine thing. That's whatever. It worked. And it shows you what happens when you have a belief that everybody reflects it. So all you have to do is decide, my new belief about sunshine is this. My new belief about carbs is this, right? That's how easy it is to change a core belief. They're not solid. They're not stuck. You're not stuck ever. You're never stuck. You're never stuck. You can change anything you want. All right. Hope that helps. So Swan, I just feel embarrassed for him to meet my parents in the apartment because it's really small and not good looking. I promise I'm not exaggerating the financial living difference. Why would he pick me? I have been affirming a lot about the job, but thank you. Your son's probably might book a session soon. So Swan, why would he pick you? Why would he pick you? I don't know, maybe because you're an amazing manifester and you just landed yourself some cute guy that wants you. What makes you think that your family in the apartment has to meet up to his expectations? You're a little Cinderella story, honey. So instead, start affirming. Start affirming. You're like, hell yeah, I'm worth it. Of course he wants me. What is not to love? Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I live under a bridge. He still wants me, because it's not the bridge that he wants. He wants me. He wants me. I'm the prize. I'm the Cinderella that he was looking for. Did you watch my Cinderella video? She didn't care. She was sweeping breadcrumbs and living with mice. And that prince came looking for her. He said, I don't care what these other fancy girls have. I want her. I want that one. I want that one hiding in the attic. The one that they locked up. The one that looked all homeless and everything. I want that one. So, hello. Start changing your perspective on that. Of course he wants me. I'm beautiful. He wants me. So start changing that around. That's just a story that you have to have money to see more stories, more excuses as to why you can't have what you want. People love setting their own booby traps so that they can't have what they want. Not because you're doing it on purpose, but because we're taught from when we're little that we're limited and that there's social rules. I promise you, Swan, watch my last video. It's going to hit home for you. Gina, Swan, so many. Ooh, what happened? So many people feel that way. You're not alone, but no one has disappeared. That's right. I've tried inner combos, but I can't. So I use affirmations, but thank you. then use affirmations. Yeah, physically evident, it doesn't matter. What's that? There's no such thing. There's no evidence. There's zero evidence. All right. Let's see. Lucy has a great question. Okay. I think I answered it. Okay. You're welcome, Adriana. C17171. Hello. I'm trying to attract someone who does not know me. I have been doing this for a long time. Although I was not good at first, I feel that I have been with him for a while. I'm so happy. Yay. You are with him. I felt it in my heart, and I see he looking at me with love, but there is still no improvement in 3D, and I feel tired. What I do? By the way, it's already done. You don't have to do anything. Did you guys hear me? You don't have to do anything. See, these brains, this is why I love working with the psychology part of our brain, because these brains feel like they need to do something all the time. It's got to do something. I got to go make it happen. I got to do something. And we don't. That's just the limitation of belief that we created. I got to go do something. I have to affirm something somehow. I got to go imagine it again somehow. I have to go do something. Okay, let me give you an example. Another example. So last night, my son, he went back to work at Starbucks again. I wonder why. Because I was out of coffee. And he loves working at Starbucks. So he had to get up super early to go to his shift today, right? And I said, how are you going to get there and get home? Because it's super early. And he said, I'm going to take a Lyft or bus or something. And I said, okay. And I thought in my head, oh, well, that sucks, because I was going to ask him to bring me a coffee home, but I'm not going to make him do that on a bus. It's like, ugh. I wouldn't want to do that. And I said, okay. I said, well, let me know if you need help. And so that was last night. So I'm like, I'm not going to ask him. That's so not cool. I wouldn't want to be sitting on a bus with a coffee, right, for like a half hour. I'm like, gross. It'll be cold, and how inconvenient. Anyway, so this morning I woke up to a little knock on my door. It was my son walking in, bringing me a Starbucks. I didn't even ask. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do to have that happen? Nothing. All I did was I said in my mind, I'm like, oh, it would be nice if he brought me a coffee. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to ask him. How inconvenient is that? See, I even negated it. I said, no, I'm not going to ask him because that's not cool. I wouldn't want that. Didn't matter. All I did is declare what I want. That's it. I didn't do anything. All right. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to say, yep, this is mine. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. I don't care. I don't care what I'm seeing. I don't care what I'm happy. I already said what I wanted, and I am getting what I want. Let's see. Swan, what? I've always thought you have to change your beliefs. Can you explain why you don't have to? Who said that you have to change your beliefs? Where'd you learn that, Swan? Because he loves materialistic things only and judges people that don't get that. He's only reflecting you. Okay, so I'm adding onto the list. Maybe someone in here that is watching my videos can help Swan out. Watch everyone as you pushed out. Watch the last video I just posted, and watch my Cinderella video. If any of you have the ability to link those for Swan, I appreciate it, because those videos, my dear, are going to answer all your questions. Lynn, Lucy's question was missed above. Oh no, Lucy. Let me see. They're coming in so fast. Oh, there you are, Lucy Ryan. Hey, Rose, do you agree that every desire we have is the word of God? I find it a little confusing, especially in terms of addiction, like an alcoholic desiring a drink to satisfy a craving. Every desire you have is downloaded. I call it divine downloads. Every desire we have is from God. It is God, right? So if you have a desire to come upon you, it is. Now, how you go about and responding to your desire, like if I'm giving a desire for a piece of pizza, I want pizza, let's say. I really don't, but I'm just going to pretend. Let's say I'm hungry and I want pizza. All right. Now I can choose to go get pizza, or I can choose to go eat a sandwich, right? I don't have to go get the pizza. The desire could be hungry. The desire could have been the pizza, right? And I could go get a pizza, but I can get a pizza with pepperoni, a pizza with anchovies, a pizza with mozzarella and basil, right? I can choose a million different kinds of pizza, right? But I have the desire. And if you think of an addict, like an alcoholic or something like that, they might have a desire to feel loved, or they might have a desire to feel their loneliness, or to fulfill something. And then they choose alcohol to go have that desire met. So just because the desire isn't like, oh yeah, I have the desire to be an addict. No, it could be that I have the desire for something and then I go out to get it fulfilled with something else, even though something else might have presented itself to me, like a rehab center or a relationship or a job. And I could say no, because that's where we get to say yes, no, right? Through the desires that we have, we can deny them or receive them. So that is how I view that. Lucy, I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Going down. Let's see. Okay. Amala Swan, you can change that about him. Thank you. Rexon, thank you, Rosie. I'm grateful, and I will try that out and let you know next Monday. All right. I'm here every other Monday, guys, okay? I'm not here every Monday. I'm here every other Monday. So one yes, one no on Mondays, all right? You're welcome, C. So on Amala, I've tried doing that, but I think when I see her different. Amala, Swan, your response to Amala is right there. Everything that comes after the word but is what you're telling yourself and what is stopping you from having what you want. So if you really try doing that, there would be no but after that. You would just be like, I am doing this and I'm not stopping until I have what I want. Instead, you wrote a but story. You're a but girl. I did a video on that too, like, my God, months and months ago, about anything that comes after the word but is you limiting yourself, right? But I don't see any evidence. But I can't have, but. Use but in a different way. Use but, and it's like, yeah, all this evidence looks like it's pointing against me, but I can still get what I want. And I heard that from Amy on Eliminating Joy, and I love that. And I didn't even know I was doing that already. And then I heard her little video, and I was like, oh, that's so funny. That's cool. But it's true. It's like we use the word but in a way to hurt us instead of a but and to help us, right? So if you're going to say the word but, how many times can I say that? Use it in your favor, all right? So I hope that makes sense. Because if you keep seeing limitations must keep presenting themselves to you. And if you keep persisting and insisting on focusing and seeing what you want, then that has to start showing to you. And it'll start showing to you in little baby steps. It'll pick up momentum the more that you persist on it. And then boom, before you know it, it's there, right? I don't know how long things take. Everything's different for everybody. I don't get caught up in how or when. That's me personally. So don't ask me about how to do it a different way, because that's just how I do it. I don't get caught up on how and when, right? So I don't know how I'm going to end up with a horse. All I know is I'm probably going to have tackle in my house and ordering horse brushes. I don't know. So I just trust that when I am called to do something, I just go and do it. I don't question anything. If I get an idea. So do you guys know why I have email coaching? Because I didn't have it before, right? I only work with, so here's the difference. So when I work with in my 90-day program, that specific one-on-one, when I work with people one-on-one, is only for people that are already very familiar with manifesting. So I would say that they're already like it, intermediate or advanced in manifesting because they get it. They know who they are. They know that they're cause of it all. And they're manifesting great things, right? But they're tired of like being at this level and they really want to level up, right? Level up income, level up careers, level up whatever it is that they want. And they're just like, oh, I'm doing really good, but I don't know why. Just, those are my people. So I work with those people for 90 days to really level up. Many of those are like, they want to change careers. They want to start a business. There's a few things in their life that they want to level up and they just can't figure it out, right? Email coaching. Here's how the email coaching came out. I was talking to a friend one day and I was telling her, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to offer email coaching because I've had so many people ask me if I offer that for a long time now. They've asked me for this and I can do that. And this will be really beneficial to people that are just starting or that are newer to manifesting or only wanting to manifest like one specific thing that they're focused on and they just need some help and support with that. And I could help them see what stories or what's in how they're getting in their own way through an email. I said, that's totally doable. And I can offer that to more people. And I just literally got the thought, that feeling like that. And within an hour, I had it up on my website. I made the whole page for the email coaching and I put all the information, created the PayPal button, the link, everything, how I'm going to do it. When you email me the first time, I send you a welcome email. I ask you 5 or 6 specific questions to help me understand where you're at and how you think. And that's it. So what I'm saying is, as soon as I got the nudge to do something, I don't hesitate. I don't question it. I don't dissect it. I don't weigh pros and cons, right? When I had the desire to move from LA back to Chicago, I questioned it for over a year and it was hell. That whole year was hell. I'm not going to kid you. It was unhappy because I wasn't allowing myself to have what I want. And one day when I was sitting in my tiny ass little apartment patio that I couldn't stand because it sucked and it was embarrassing. I didn't want to have anyone over because it's so tiny and I'm like paying so much money to live there and I'm just like, this sucks. I just sat there one day with my coffee and I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm fed up. I'm out of here. I'm moving. And I gave my then landlord a 30-day notice without even having a place to move into and not knowing how I was going to pay for it. I made these changes based off of the nudge of me wanting something. So if you have a desire for something, if you feel the nudge to go do something, whether it's just to go buy a coffee, to go to this Trader Joe's over that Trader Joe's, or to eat pizza over burgers tonight, everything is orchestrated. You don't have to question it. Everything is perfect the way it is right now. All we have to do is get out of our own way. Stop telling ourselves all this bullshit stories about why we don't have something and why this and why that and why this and why that, right? So that we receive what we want. And if you get scared or you doubt, so what? So what? I even made a video about facing your fear. So face your fear. Face your fear. It's okay. I get scared sometimes, or I doubt sometimes that something is going to manifest. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. Whatever. It's a feeling. I'm in a human body, but that's not who I am. And that has nothing to do with my desire. So I allow myself to feel the fear, the doubt, whatever. And if anyone's telling you, no, you can't doubt, you have to believe without a doubt that it is yours. No, I manifest stuff all the time with doubting it. I even showed you guys what I did with the coffee last night. I'm like, I even said, no, he's not going to do it because that's such a pain in the butt. I'm not even going to say anything. And it was delivered to my bed. I'm just like, come on. Do you see? So stop making it rules. Stop making them excuses and limitations as to, oh my God, what are they thinking? They're thinking what you're thinking. They're assuming what you're assuming. Everyone's showing you who you are. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Rose. Do you have any success stories, personal experience with healing medical issues using law of assumption? I have studied Dr. Joe Dispenza and curious hear from your perspective with Neville. All right. So as far as personal experience with healing medical issues, yes, I do. Last year, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. I'm getting all these COVID years mixed up. Last year, I don't know how I did it, but I had injured my shoulder to the point where I could not raise my arm past this. And I have no idea how it happened. It was like one day I was fully functioning and mobile and flexible. And before I knew it, I was in a clinic getting x-rays, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And I was in a lot of pain. And I went to see these physical therapists to get massage. Those were horribly painful. And none of it was working. And it was kind of freaking me out because I remember hearing the doctor saying to me that if nothing else works and we have to send you in for an MRI and surgery and all this stuff. And I'm like, screw this. I'm like, no, this is not, no. And so I just started telling myself, you know what, since I create everything, I created this pain that I have. And I don't know how, but I am now declaring that this has helped. My shoulders are healthy. My body's healthy. I am always healthy. And I don't know how this is going to happen, but I know that if I command or declare something, it must be. So within, I don't remember exactly if it was in a few days or a couple weeks, I hadn't done yoga for a while, and I decided that I wanted to start doing yoga because I was tired of sitting on my arse from COVID and being on my computer all the time. I'm like, oh, my body needs more exercises and walking. And so I started doing yoga, but it hurt a lot. And I was very careful and cautious with myself, but I kept doing it. Within a couple months, the pain was gone. You see, I was able to do this. I don't know what the hell happened. I say yoga, but no, I'm the cause of it all. I was just inspired to do yoga. And I went back to see the physical therapist, and she's like, you're doing great. And I said, yeah, I've been doing yoga. She's like, oh yeah, that's why. And I'm like, but I know why, because I decided to do it. So that's my personal experience. And the other personal experience that I have, it's not mine, it's my friend, Mike. I'm going to tell you, if you guys have not heard this story, this guy, I got to pull it up so I don't forget. But so a friend of mine who is an amazing manifester, his podcast is called Feeling Twisty. And he has the most amazing Mike Brignac. That's it. He is also on Instagram, but his podcast is the bomb. He has the best Neville Goddard podcast there is, hands down, out there. And anyway, he was in a wheelchair, and he was diagnosed with some permanent disease. I don't remember the diagnosis, so you can't quote me on the diagnosis, but he was bound to a wheelchair, and he was in a wheelchair for years, and they told him, you are not going to walk. And he one day decided, he got fed up, just like I felt on the balcony in LA before I moved. He got fed up and he said, enough. And he started declaring that he's healthy. He imagined himself walking. And within a week, this man started walking. And he talks about it on, I believe it's his first episode on Feeling Twisty. And he talks about it all the time. He's an amazing man, amazing his stories. And that is truly just like, it blows my mind every time I hear that episode with him. And he really healed himself. And yes, it's all possible. 100%. It's possible. So hope that helps, Shivani. Not Soul. Hello, Rose. Can you explain the difference between seeing signs after manifesting versus synchronicity? What do you mean signs after manifesting versus synchronicities? Signs, synchronicities. If you know, signs, synchronicities and signs are fun, but those are manifestations of their own. They don't mean that something is happening. Even if you get a sign or synchronicity, it doesn't mean that your end goal is happening. You can make it mean that is going to happen, but the manifesting a sign or synchronicity is just showing you where your focus is. It's showing you, good, keep going, girl, keep going, good, double down, keep going, you're on the right track, right? Same with a dream, same thing, right? It's showing you what you've been affirming or imagining. Cool, double down, keep going, keep going. This is not the time to quit. This is not, even if you feel like quitting, no, double down, keep going. This is happening. This is working. Keep going. That to me is what a sign and synchronicity is. But though them in of itself don't mean that you're going to get something. I manifest all kinds of stuff every single day, and I'm fast. But most of the time I don't get a sign or synchronicity. And very rarely do I even notice a sign or synchronicity. I love synchronicities and signs, but I also know when I see them, I'm like, cool. I'm on the right track. My focus is spot on. Do you see? That's what I use it for. I use it to build up my momentum. I'm like, hell yeah, this is working. I'm going to keep going. But I don't fixate. I'm like, oh my God, I got a sign. Oh my God. Right? It's fun. I like it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so freaking cool. I'm doing this. This is working. Okay. Your story about the coffee just made me think about my daughter. Father just bought me some perfume while we was at the mall. I just thought he should buy me some. And he said, do you want some perfume? Didn't say a word. That's right, Nita, Reniti. Spot on. You got it. Shivani, wow, thank you. Beautiful story. We'll listen to his podcast as well. Hope you have a magical rest of your day. Thank you. You're welcome, Shivani. It really is cool what we can do. I also manifested, like I had a little scar tag on my chest that I didn't like. I'm like, ew, that's ugly. I don't want it. And I just like, you know what? I create everything. So I created you. So nope, I forgot. I just made that up. I don't want it there anymore. And within 2 weeks, it was gone. I didn't do anything. It just disappeared. I didn't burn it off. I didn't go to a doctor. It just, boom, gone. That's sold. Thanks so much. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Yes, Nita, keep manifesting. Like, see, if you can have someone buy a perfume, like have someone bring you a car, have someone bring you whatever what it is that you want, right? Keep playing with it. The reason why I love making these little reaction videos to manifestings, like the yes, I can't believe that video has like almost 8,000 views. It has more than 8,000 views now. I was just like, what? It's awesome. But look at all the success stories. And the other one, my personal favorite, is the For Me video that I made, because that one's all about me getting spoiled. And I'm all, who doesn't want to get spoiled up in here? Raise your hand. Right? We all do. We all love it. Who does not like to feel like, oh, for me, thank you. How does that feel when someone does that for you? Right? And or the other one that I just made about finally. Yes, finally, right? Finally. I love that. So think about the reactions that you have when something cool happens for you. But like, be real. Don't try to force them and make them up, right? What are the reactions that you actually have about stuff? And then use those reactions and just feel them, right? Just feel them for no reason. Don't condition them with anything. Just feel them for no reason, just for fun, right? So And that's how you start seeing how powerful you are and how magical your life is. And you can create so many wonderful things. Just focus on playing and using these things so that you build up your faith, because the more that you use these little techniques, the more faith you build up in yourself. You're like, hell yeah, wait, what else can I do? Shoot, if that one worked, that means this one over here can work too. Let me try this one. Oh my God, this is working too. Wait, they're all working. This is really cool. Oh my God. Okay, so let me write something. Ooh, what if I just imagined it? Now I'm going to, do you see, playing around with it? Then you start going, this is cool. This is cool. That's kind of how I've said this before, how I've seen myself is I'm a superpower coach, right? It's like you all have superpower, and I'm just here to help you learn how to deliberately use your power to have things your way, because I don't need to teach you how to manifest. You guys already have that built in. I'm here to teach you how to level it up and how to really hone it in, right? So that you can have wonderful things for yourself. Do you have to? No. Boom, baby. Yeah. Try that one out, Lynn. Boom, baby. Like, just say that. Like in the morning, what I do is I close my eyes and I just go within and I'm like, imagine myself saying, boom, baby, right? And then you're like, cool. Now it's Christmas. Now you get to see what's going to happen. So play around with those. All right, you guys. So again, thank you so much for being here. Oh, I love you. You're amazing teaching people. Thank you, Erin. Thank you so much all for being here. I love you guys so much. And again, thank you so much for your support and for liking and sharing my videos. You guys sharing my videos is what's up. You guys are hooking me up, and thank you. I love you guys so much. And I'm here, and I will continue to put out content, and I will continue to be here every 2 weeks. Every 2 Mondays, I'll be here. As long as you guys show up, I'll show up. All right, my loves. All right, bye.